Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your June 2025 reading for Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or whatever placements you've got. I hope you're doing all right. So this month I'm going to be using the pocket edition of The World Unknown and the Oracle of Victorian Symbols and Gothic Tales. I'm feeling like a mini deck mood, so there we are. This is the reason. So I'm going to pull an Oracle for this. Okay, we have got no. All right then. No cancer, right? Um, just laughing, right? Um, so what are you saying no to this month? Hmm? Or what should you be saying no to? Or what should you be saying yes to? Why is your default word no as opposed to yes? Hmm? That's what's coming through there, Cancer. I mean, obviously in this deck, it's like if you ask a yes/no question, there is a yes and a no, which is always handy, I feel. But I think for the purposes of our reading today, for this month, Cancer, it feels very much like it's either yes or no. And I know that might sound strange, and you're like, "Oh, Marion, what are you talking about? For goodness sake!" Um, every question in life can be brought down to yes or no. Doesn't matter how complex and convoluted it is, something either is or it isn't, right? I know that's very black and white, but sometimes you just need that black and whiteness. So we'll see how that shows up in the reading, okay? We'll see what happens. But that's what it feels like. Stop saying no when you should be saying yes, Cancer. Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, what's it we can see? What has June got in store for Cancer? Right. The Lovers. The Ace of Wands. Oofed. The Seven of Wands. The Sun. The High Priestess. The Eight of Wands. Oof. The Six of Wands. The Nine of Wands. And the Two of Swords. Scorpio had that card right in that position. Interesting. Just as we're talking about them, death shows up. So, very, very interesting energies here, Cancer. Now, what I have just been reminded of is, month of June, Jupiter moves into your sign, Cancer. And Jupiter loves being in Cancer. Oh, it does. Absolutely adores it. So, there's a High Priestess showing up right in the centre of these cards. Now, we can talk about the other cards round about, but she is the one that is calling to me. And it's actually one of my all-time favourite High Priestess cards imagery because of this white tiger. Absolutely adore white tigers. Since I was little, in fact, I've loved white tigers. And what it feels like to me is there is this very clear picture going on right now. And it feels like when Jupiter goes into Cancer, there is this finishing off of a cycle. There is this ending of it. Because the thing is, Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the zodiac, right? Because it spends a year in each sign. And it's your turn for the light to be shone upon, Cancer. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion, right? Jupiter expands everything it touches. And it feels like, you know what, this symbolic death of something is going to be finished up. And then when, for you, when Jupiter moves in to Cancer, I cannot remember the exact date, please forgive me, but it's this month. When Jupiter moves into your sign, it's going to be this whole different energy, you know, because I mean, my God, you struggled along with the rest of us through that whole Mars and Cancer transit, and my goddess, was that rough for everybody. But I mean, you Cancerians, I mean, I don't know how you survived. I really don't. Your depth of survival is incredible. So, to me, this High Priestess, you have got through all these trials and tribulations by speaking to and keeping the dialogue open between you and your intuition. You know, it's like if your intuition has maybe, you know, advised against something, you've listened to it. You've also listened to it as well when you've needed to take action. And that isn't always the case. You know, people maybe listen to their intuition when it's something that doesn't really require that much effort in their part. But when it comes to actually, you know, standing up for yourself and being counted, you have been there for yourself. You have advocated for yourself, Cancer. So this Lovers card is about choice, right? And you've got the Ace of Wands right next to it. Now that is total and utter unbridled passion and new ideas, new desires, just all this incredible new potential. And we get a Sun as well. I mean, my goodness. This whole corner up here, I mean, wow. You know, we've got the 3 majors plus an ace. I mean, it's pretty big energy, Cancer, but you can handle it. You know, I mean, if there's anybody that can handle it, you can, because I mean, you've got these hidden depths. You know, you really have. And I love that you're showing up for yourself, Cancer, because it's like so important and so integral to your personal growth. Is what it feels like. There's so much fire going on with these wands. I mean, it's like you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you get 5 wands cards. I mean, it feels like this month you're literally on fire with everything that you're wanting to put yourself into, all these new things. And you are like, do you know the words that would just come into me, Cancer, right? It's like you this month, you are going to be a beacon of light. So you're going to be a beacon of light for what needs to be done. You're going to be a beacon of light for others to follow. Others are going to follow. They're going to follow your example, Cancer. So they're, you know, it feels like there's people who are going to be in your life or come into your life, or situations in the next month of June where they've never experienced X, Y, and Z before. And they'll speak to you and they'll be like, oh, I'm just so overwhelmed and I just don't know what to do. And you will be like, do you know what? It's fine. I've dealt with that, or I've worked with somebody, or I've helped a family member. It just feels like something going on where you are able to offer assistance this month. And it's assistance based on your own personal experiences. But again, getting back to that Lovers card, it does feel like that, well, there's going to be a choice in that. And I think in the past, Cancer, you know, it's been where a case of, if you've known something, it's been very much, oh, well, you know, it's like you've been doing free labour. You know, that's what it feels like. There's been people who have just been there to take advantage of your kindness. And from now on, it's like, no, if you want me, if you want my skills, then you pay for it. You know, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be financial payment, but there's lots of other ways. You know, you could be like bartering. You could do something for somebody, and somebody else could, I don't know, maybe like give you a pedicure or do your hair or something. You know, something like that. So it's like this exchange of energy, which is lovely. You know, but let's face it, Cancer, we do like some cold hard cash. It just feels like that with this Eight of Wands. You know, there's this message that needs to be shared. We've got the Six of Wands, we've got this victorious energy, you know. I mean, the Wands cards that show up, there isn't really any that are like deeply concerning. You know, it's like, yeah, we've got a Nine of Swords. I beg your pardon, the Nine of Wands. But that's okay. You know, it's a very progressive card, this. It's progressive in the fact that, well, you know what, yeah, there's a staircase littered with wands, but look at the top of the staircase, right closest to the moon, your ruling planet, of course. Closest to the moon, there's wands, so that gives an indication that the person who has previously climbed these stairs, yeah, they might have lost wands, but it also shows that there was somebody who reached the summit. At least one person reached the summit of the difficulties and the challenges. Otherwise, there wouldn't be ones there. See what I mean? So, not all is lost this month. And then we've got the sun, you know, Leo energy, one of your sister signs. It could be that you've got Leo placements in your chart, or it could be that there's a Leo round about you. And you just could be getting asked by the universe to just shine brightly. You know, take a leaf out of Leo's book and just shine brightly. Flick your hair and shine. That's what it feels like. Overall, Cancer, it feels like it'll be a good month. It feels like it'll be a deeply stimulating month, is the phrase that is coming through my mind. So take that as you wish. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities coming. There's a lot of opportunities for healing and for growth. And that lightning strike, you know, in that Eight of Wands, it's a lightning strike of inspiration. You know, you've got all this power here, these major arcana cards, these complementary major arcana cards. You know, it's like you've got some of the big hitters out. You know, just remember that as much as possible, make choices for yourself. And that's what it feels like, you know, make your own choices. Make your own decisions. Don't let anybody sway you unless they have got a cast iron defense or reason, etc., etc. Then do not accept what they have to say. You know, stick to your plan. If somebody else comes in with another plan, check their qualifications. And I don't mean like, oh, show me your certificates. What I mean is, you know, if somebody's saying, oh, well, if that was me, I would do it X, Y, and Z. Well, check their authority, Cancer. You know, why are they better placed to advise you than what you are? You know, that's what I mean when I say check somebody's authority. Who are they to speak on the subject that they're speaking about that you already know about? Bear that in mind, because this month you could be challenged into that sort of situation. You know, it's like somebody could be like, and who do you think you are? You know, so you need to have a response waiting for them. But overall, Cancer, it's looking mighty fine, especially for the start of your birthday season at the end of June. It's looking mighty fine. So my loves, take care. I hope that it finds you well, these messages, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.